First step in test setup is to use the Pins button to easily define your pins. On the left side of the pin assignment window, you have a list of all the channels available in the CurveMaster. All you need to do is to highlight pins in the left panel that you want to assign, and click in the right panel. Once you assign the pins, the software knows which pins will be used for the test. Here you can also label pins with the DUT pin number, the actual package pin number, and you can label the pin with the signal name. The test does not require these labels, but having the labels will make it much easier to analyze test results. Also, any log files and curve traces saved will use these labels. You can always remove pins from the group by selecting them in the right pane and clicking on the left. When you've added all the pins in the group that you wish, click OK. When you click OK, you will see the pins you just defined in the Pin Display panel. Here you can also change the color of the pins, which in turn changes the color of the trace that you see on the screen. It is a good idea to periodically save your work to a file so you don't lose it. At any time, you can modify your setup and save it again. When you save, an ASCII text file is created with a list of all your pins and the setup. Here is an example of a setup file. You can see it has a well-defined structure. Each section starts with a keyword, then a list of parameters, and another keyword at the end, denoting the end of the section. Next, we have the pin list, showing all of the pins defined for the test. We see the system channel, the DUT pin number, the pin name, and the group. In the CurveMaster, all of the signal pins will be in Group 1. Group 2 and higher are for power pins. That's why we see Group 2 has the pin VCC and the DUT pin 20. Other test parameters are next, such as our open short test setup here and our golden pin parameters right here. When defining your test setup from a file like this, you don't have to define everything at first. Just the curve trace parameters and the pin assignments are enough for a good start. Other sections can be added later. This concludes the test setup pin assignment video.